Hello, I'm Jennifer. I'm an executive leadership coach, and I'm going to be talking about the lover's path to inner peace. And you ask, what does that have to do with leadership? Well, what I've discovered is that until we can truly love ourselves and be with what's kind of uncomfortable to be with, we can't be peaceful. And through going through that, I've learned to really have a ton of stuff going on and be peaceful like a Buddha. So this is my very quick story. So notice how I said lovers apostrophe S, and it's not lovers as in plural. And we often think that, we have to have the perfect relationship or the perfect house or the perfect job to be happy. And it sounds cliche, but the work does start at home. So really working from yourself from the inside out is what's key. And this is kind of me where I came from. So the superhero, my past is overachiever, Stanford MBA, investment banker, valedictorian, always worried about the bonus and the next thing. And I was, quote, successful according to, what I thought success was, but I was always anxious and unhappy. Yeah. So that is my robust inner critic. Her name is Anxieta, and I'm Jewish, so her name's Anxieta Judaica, her sister's Neurotica. And, she has this tornado of crazy coming out of her head, like, what if this happens, and what if that happens? And, she's always thinking about what could go wrong. And so my whole thing was, I'm doing well in life, but how do I get happier? I was always looking for that one brick, right, to prove that I was smart enough, and I need another to show that I'm, good at this or good at that. And then one day I was like, well, what if the house is already built? Like, what if I don't need any more bricks? So, what if I could love myself for the way I am? So, maybe there's something to this self-love thing. So speaking of self-work, in one of my coaching classes, an assignment was to be with whatever it is that we can't be with, and somehow we can love ourselves by accepting that. So our assignment was to think of the people that bother us and somehow figure out how that's about us, because we know if other people bother us, it's actually about us. So for me, I was like, arrogant people really bother me. Well, why is that a problem for me? Well, they think they're so great. Well, why is that a problem for me? Well, they think they're better than everyone else. Well, why is that a problem for me? Oh, because they're better than me. That's what they think. Well, why is that a problem for me? And it's like, oh, because I'm not smart enough. So I was like, ooh, I guess it is about me after all. Wah, wah. So I said to my teacher, my thing is going to say not smart enough. And she said, I think your name tag's not enough. And I said, no, I think it's not smart enough. She's like, it's not enough. And I was like, fine, I'll say it's not enough, but I really think it's not smart enough. So, I have my little name tag and it says not enough. And then a couple seconds later, I have this flashback of me in middle school pacing my hallway at home, just having this panic attacks, thinking, there's not enough of something. And I was like, oh my gosh, I look at my teacher, I was like, how did you know? She's like, sweetheart, we've been doing this for a while. So, I'm in this hallway and I'm talking to my mom and I'm just saying to her, there's just not enough of something. And she said, food or water. And I was so frustrated because I was like, it's nothing tangible. There's just not enough. And so I was asked to, since I'm so emotionally accessible, to demo this technique so I can be with not enough. So the teacher says, okay, you sit there, close your eyes, and go back to the hallway. So take 2 in the hallway. I'm in this visualization, and I'm feeling like things aren't enough. And she said, what do you see? I said, well, I'm just walking down the hallway. Well, what else do you see? I said, I see a door. She said, walk towards the door. And at the end of the hallway, there is a door. She said, okay, what color is the door? It's brown. So imagine this door has a big sign on it, not enough. So on this side, there's enough, and on the other side of the door, it's the land of not enough. And it doesn't seem scary when I'm telling you now, but it was really scary. So when you're in this visualization, and she said, okay, so what else do you see around the door? And I was like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden around the door, I started seeing evidence of my achievements, almost like it was proof. So my report cards and my bonuses, my dad, who somehow dressed like a cowboy, we still don't really know why, but it was this thing. And so she said, well, touch the door. I was like, I don't want to touch the door. She said, well, can you just touch it a little bit? Can you open it? And I didn't want to open it, but just sitting with it, I finally opened it, and it was just this abyss, this like black space, no ceiling, no floor. It was really scary. And then she ended the visualization. So I was like, okay, well, am I enough now? Do I love myself now? So I was like, okay, we'll see what happens. What happened was we were doing this assignment, self-love, it's like I thought I was there, where someone had to say to us in our class what their longing was for us and what their vision for the future was. So this guy Peter is standing across from me and he says, my longing for you is that you're more than enough, you're amazing, and my vision for the future for you is that every morning you wake up, you look in the mirror and you say, I love you, Jennifer, I am so happy to be you. So that night in the hotel room, I go out to my mirror trying to say I love you, and I'm like, I can't even say it, I just start crying. So I was like, okay, clearly I need to spend more time in that not enough space. So I have my friend Olivia, who's a coach me, and we go back to the hallway, back to the visualization, and back to those icky feelings, and she's like, just welcome all the feelings. Picture them like a bleeding, sick little kitty, and you just say, welcome, kitty, and it's just, okay. So we spent about an hour being in that place, and then magically you allow these feelings, and then you come out the other end and feel so peaceful, and it's amazing. So I go back to the mirror that night, and I was like, I love you, you're amazing, oh my God, I'm so lucky to be you. And it's true, it actually happened. And so it's incredible how when you allow yourself to be with the thing you least want to be with, it can release this energy that's been trapped there. And so next time you are sad or feel shame or pain, instead of going out and buying yourself a shiny new dress or, anything else, or trying to fight those feelings, allowing them, like Rumi says in this great poem, The Guest House, allow all your emotions to come, and they're clearing you out for a new delight. And so try on your brave, people, and face those emotions, and they will allow you to get to inner peace and happiness, and with lion-like strength, go out and have an impact in the world, in your lives. So that's my tip for your path to inner peace.